Can you please introduce yourself?
Of course.
So that the audience knows you?
I'm Arto Minasyan. I'm originally from Armenia. I'm a serial entrepreneur, PhD in math. The company that I represent today is called 10web.io. We started the company, I'm the co-founder and CEO of the company. We started the company in 2017 as managed WordPress hosting. And then in 2021, we introduced AI website building, like way before the ChatGPT became a thing. And then we got seed funding from AI Fund and Sierra Ventures. And now we are introducing a very new solution, which is called vibe coding for WordPress. So think about it as like lovable at front end and WordPress as a back end. But like we are not going direct to consumer, direct to customer, but we are offering this as an API to like different companies, like hosting providers, domain resellers, SaaS companies, MSPs, agencies. So all these guys basically can use our API solutions to sell vibe coding product to the market under their brand.
So the WordPress part I can understand.
Sure.
It was there for like many, many years. At which point did you see the gap in the market, between what the site builders and what people were doing, where you thought, like we can do this better?
It was a great question. I think even with the site builders, like 90% of the websites are created by the agencies and developers. And the reason for that, you need like to have some knowledge in web development in order to build a beautiful website. With AI, the game is changing, because AI is actually a new kind of like a developer or co-pilot for the user to build the website. So if you describe to ChatGPT or Claude what kind of functionality or design you want, it will give the code, right? Very high quality code. And the code is the most structured format of the text. So LLMs are very good at producing code. So then question becomes how you get that code and import the theme to the WordPress. So you still get the power of the WordPress, the plugins, integration, and so on. But like the front end, you generate it purely with the LLM. So it's like very kind of new solution, new experience for the users, which will allow any tech-savvy user, basically, by talking with AI, create the front end of the website, and with one click of button, get it published on the WordPress as a theme. So you can build like any beautiful website that you want or any web app very easily with chatting with AI. So I think it's a new generation of website editors.
So just to be clear, the AI thing is your own? You don't utilize any existing?
Oh, of course we do utilize, but we did like a lot of, we have multiple layers of different agents which are working of building different parts of the website, optimizing it and so on. And we also did a big job importing this AI-generated code to WordPress and making this all this work like smoothly, right? So it's kind of like marrying, dragon and like a duck. So it's very hard to bring this kind of new technology as an AI to the WordPress.
Very. I find that one of the biggest challenges with AI builders, as much as it's awesome for small business owners, entrepreneurs to, because they care about simplicity, right? To build something quick and nice. How do you address the element of the creative element, the character that people are trying to sometimes build into the website? Has AI was able to fix that at all in any way or address it?
That's a great question. Unfortunately, fortunately, AI doesn't have to taste. It's very bad at understanding what's beautiful, what's not. So it's all depends on the basically users or the one who is creating the website. Like the good thing that internet is full of very beautiful websites, right? So you can still go and find small element of slider or gallery and just do like a screenshot and give it as a prompt to our AI builder, and it will recreate that exact element with your design of your like own design system. So I think it's a very flexible solution, but still a lot remains on the shoulder of the user, right? You need to understand and have the taste and to understand what you're building.
So 10web, as you mentioned, has been out there for like a number of years, but in a way, They've been keeping relatively low profile, and suddenly you're coming out of the gates like swinging, and you have a heavy presence here. You have offices around the world. What has changed when it comes to that kind of like marketing that you guys do now versus 5 years ago? And what's the outlook like? What's your roadmap in a way for the next 5 years, let's say?
Yeah, like initially our idea was acquiring customers directly, and I think about any hosting provider or website builder out there, right? Wix or Squarespace or Shopify. So our idea was to do like direct to consumer marketing and acquire like customers with online channels. But at some point we realized it was like a big insight actually from which came from the support team. And we realized that we can bring our platform as an API, so website generation as an API, to different players of the industry. And we introduced a couple of solutions there. One is like specifically for SaaS companies. So think about service titans of the world. So these guys can start offering website creation with AI to their customers under their brand using our API.
So just to be very specific, because our audience is mostly like web hosting companies.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So the AI agent operates as a site builder, as an API, as a site builder. So it can be utilized in a site builder, or does it work with like a WordPress installation?
It's only WordPress. So for the host, the solution we call it self-hosted solution. So let's say you run a WordPress hosting business. Then you can integrate our plugin into your cPanel or any other like hosting management
Is it fair
service.
to call it kind of like an experience kind of layer?
Exactly.
So it's a completely white label, I assume, right?
Yeah, it's entirely white label. The host still continues doing like the hosting, but like inside the WordPress, you get this new kind of editing experience with AI, which works under the hood with our API to generate the code, to import the WordPress, and so on.
That goes through your servers.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay. And is there a certain like a pricing structure that you can share?
Yeah, of course. It starts.
Is it licensing? I guess. Is it progressive?
It's per website per month. It starts from $8 and could go significantly lower depending on the volume.
On the scale.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. And let's say what happens. Let's say a company is using a product like this. They grow at some point. They're like, okay, we're not going to use it anymore. If that layer gets removed, the customers, they can still run the websites.
The whole code is open sourced and owned by the end customer.
But it doesn't affect the end customer, except for obviously the very simple way to operate with an AI engine.
I wouldn't imagine like a customer churning and start editing by himself. But like if it's a developer and who can understand like the React code, it's all open source and owned by the end customer. And again, it's still like a WordPress, so customer can decide to change the host, and the service will also run on the other hosting platform as well.
Well, it sounds like an exciting, honestly, product. I think it's very much needed in the space because from my experience, and I've been talking to many different companies, and obviously the customer side, customers who are still kind of like afraid or feel less confident operating with WordPress, but because it still requires some level of technical knowledge to handle WordPress specifically.
Exactly.
So having a tool that lets them address issues instead of them coming to their support and asking for little changes here and there certainly sounds like a completely able solution. Thanks very much for chatting with us.
Thank you too for hosting.
How are you finding the event?
It's amazing.
This is your first time.
Yeah, we already met like a lot of very exciting people who could potentially become our customers, our partners, and just like get insights from the industry, which will shape our product roadmap, our go-to-market roadmap. I think there's a lot to learn from the industry, and we're so happy to be here.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.